Hey everybody, this is Everyday Commentary, and this is a Sweet Stuff Saturday. I missed a couple because of the holidays, but I was going to hop right back on and just talk to you a little bit about some of the stuff that's come in recently. I didn't get any gear for Christmas. I sort of asked everybody to chip in and get me a nice vise. So I got the same vise that Paul Sellers, who's an English hand tool woodworker, uses, and I'm in the process of building a little outfeed table / workbench, and it's pretty dusty down there, which is why I'm recording up here. So I got these four things in since the last time we talked, since the last video. And these three were gifts. They were gifts from a client who was a woodworker, and they are just really outstanding pens. If you know anything about woodworking, especially turning, you can get kits to do all kinds of things. You can get like a peppermill kit, you can get a pen kit, you can get all different kinds of things. But the thing that had been an issue up until now was that these pen kits just weren't beefy enough. They weren't very good. And this one basically incorporates the same knock mechanism, or the same design in the knock mechanism as something like the Tough Rider. And the result is these pens are fantastic. They take Parker style refills. They've got these really durable components, but then they allow for this sleeve of material. And so this material here is something called spalted tamarind. This is another piece of spalted tamarind, and it is absolutely gorgeous. These two are phenomenal. I'm not sure which one I like better, but they are both gorgeous. And then the last one is a piece of Bolivian rosewood, and it is equally gorgeous, but in a totally different way. So these pens are really great. I've used them for about a month now, a little bit, 3 weeks, and they write well, they carry well, and they're just excellent designs. So these pen kits have come a long way, and these are fantastic. The other thing that I got was this, which is a flashlight from Cloud Defensive. Cloud Defensive is a company based in America that sells high-end tactical flashlights. Basically, they and Modlite sort of run in the same circle that Surefire does, or used to. But they, they all produce 1,000 lumen lights that run on rechargeable cells and can be hooked up to your gun and all that kind of stuff. This is a little different. Those lights are really high end. They are made in America. This is a light that they outsourced to China, and it is called the Chicro, the Chinese micro. And the light has a couple of really positive features, and it has some things that I wasn't super thrilled about. But it uses a USB-C charger, and I think this is the first AAA with a USB-C charger. And that's important for a couple of reasons. Number one, it allows you to charge faster. And number two, after the EU ruled that the lightning cable was somehow monopolistic, Apple switched to USB-C, sort of bringing the two different connectors in the technology world. One of them got an unceremonious end because of government oversight, but the reality is we're going to see a lot more USB-C going forward, because Apple was basically the only holdout, and now they're going to go that way too. So having something with this, what will almost certainly be very close to a universal charging port, will be good. It also has a little charge indicator here that tells you when it's about ready to run out of batteries. And those things are both quite nice. Some of the things that aren't so nice, clicking action on the clicky is really kind of mushy. It's not very precise. It's a stark contrast from something like this. And I know that comparing these two things is unfair, but this light doesn't have a battery in it, but this light's clicky action is fantastic. So I really don't like the clicky. Not a super fan of the pocket clip. The pocket clip is just okay. The other thing that I don't like is can you see the PMW? PWM, I don't think you can. It's not quite visible. As you can see, though, this is a light with a lot of artifacts. I mean, you can see there's a ring there. This hotspot has a little weird shape to it. And it's also pretty tinty. This is a really like blue tint, a lot bluer than I like. Not a great, I don't know what the emitter was, but not a great emitter. And weird, it comes on in high. So that, oh wow, you can see the PMW there. So that's the low. Oh, wait, no, that's the low. And that's the high. So the high is like 350 lumens. The low is 35 lumens. That's just not what the market looks for nowadays. Now, this light was relatively inexpensive. I think it was like 30 or 40 bucks. But, you know, to have the high on first is dumb. To have a low that's only 35 lumens is dumb. If this light was like 135 and 350, this would be a much better light. As it is, the output is kind of not great. The emitter is not great. I haven't done a full review, but I'm just going to tell you right now, this is not a light you should bother going out and to get. Something like this light, which is, even if you don't get the titanium one, like the regular one, it's just a better light. Like it's shorter. The high is not quite as bright, but the emitter in the beam pattern are way better. I mean, look at that. Like there's no artifacting there. I mean, look at that. Just not good. So I would not really bother with this light. The other thing is not a huge fan of the packaging. So that's the Cloud Defensive Chinese Micro. I would love to see a better version of this because the charging stuff is really nice. If they had a nice emitter, if they had the inverted UI so it was low, medium, high, if they had an actual low as opposed to 35 lumens, this could be a really good light. It has a lot of bones that are good. I like the body tube. I hate the clicky. This is not the best, but you know, whatever. There's a lot to like here. It's just they sort of did not put any emphasis on, you know, making this comparable to similar 1 AAA lights in the market, and as a result, they got something that was sort of not so great. So that is the Sweet Stuff Saturday. Be looking. I got a bunch of reviews that are sort of jam-packed behind the review for the Frank Clegg bag, which I wanted to be the 500th review. That review is a really long review, or it's taken me a long time because, you know, figuring out all of the nuances about that bag, and you'll see in the review. But it's been a lot more work than a normal review. So I'm sorry for the sort of dearth of reviews, but they're coming. And there's a lot of stuff that I wanted to review that will be in, you know, sort of short sequence. So thanks.